Well, it is finally here, game one for the Lafayette Leopards, and we are behind the mic. I'm Gary Laubach along with Mike Joseph. Good to be back again with you, and we certainly thank you for spending a little time with us. William & Mary is up. It's a 6 o'clock start. It is at Walter J. Zabel Stadium in Williamsburg, Virginia. So a rather lengthy trip for the Leopards for their first ball game. Mike, an interesting matchup, primarily because we have a new head coach. Mike London comes in. Jimmy Laycock, a legend at William & Mary, finally after 39 years, ended his career. So it might be a little bit more difficult to prepare for a new head coach as opposed to preparing for Jimmy.
Yeah, I would think it would be because Mike London's been around a little bit, obviously had such a great championship run at Richmond, went on to coach at Virginia and then Howard, and now he's here at William & Mary, but he has a great legacy. But I think you're going to have to look more to his coordinators to find out what you're going to end up seeing. But you can pick up film basically from Howard, maybe from Virginia, maybe from Richmond to find out. But I think it's more about the Leopards going down there, showing good effort, obviously putting some points on the board, and then playing good, solid defense, because this is a team, William & Mary, who did not play really well last year.
They did not indeed, as their record last year, 4-6, 3-4 in the CAA. However, CAA teams are outstanding football teams, and I guess the evidence of that is what Villanova did to the very best, supposedly, of the Patriot League this past Saturday when they kind of destroyed Colgate.
Yeah, they really did. They jumped on them, put up 27 points in one quarter, and that's the thing you have to kind of avoid with these teams that are a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, and the fact that they have over 100 guys on their roster. So you're going to have to deal with that, the limited amount of people that you have on your roster. And what I always talk about when you play a team up, whether it be Army, a CAA team, or an FBS team, is you have to be able to play good special teams. Your seconds have to be as good as their seconds, because the amount of scholarships they have and the type of player that they have, their seconds are as good as some of your firsts. So you have to play good special teams. Lafayette special teams are going to be so important. You can't allow a punt return. You can't allow a kickoff return. You can't allow short fields for a team that's struggling offensively. Remember, this is a quarterback that played last year in Sean Mitchell. Didn't have a ton of success. So the shorter fields you give him, the more you up his energy and allow him to get the ball in the end zone, this game could turn quickly in one quarter. So if Lafayette can hang tough and play good, solid special teams and kind of maybe trade field position, it could be a benefit for them.
When you look at their offense, as Mike said, they were not extremely good last year. They do have a quarterback, Sean Mitchell, who didn't throw a lot of passes, 1,281 yards last season, but it's a new offense. It's called Go-Go. You can get a little bit more insight into that if you go inside the huddle with Mike this week. He'll talk a bit about that offense, but this is going to be a hurry-up offense, which usually is tough to defend if you have good people running it.
Yeah, you do. You have to have the pieces in place. It runs well when you have all 11 players that kind of feel it. And you got to think they've only been practicing it since probably the spring, and even really solidly with pads on for the last 20 days. So the go-go offense is about tempo. You talked about it. It's about identifying a certain person on defense, finding where that overhang is or where that weakness is. And then the quarterback, it's a lot of RPO stuff. So the ball's going to come out of his hands quickly. He's going to basically read the defensive back, an outside linebacker. He's going to read 3-over-2, a triangle out there. Going to place two receivers to the wide side of the field, find out if you're 3-over-2, if you're cheating out, cheating in. So it's a lot on the quarterback to read the defense. So what you can do, maybe with an experienced defensive back coach like Coach McFadden, change the defense a little bit. Change it pre-snap. Don't show it too early. Lafayette has an experienced defense as well, so maybe they can identify and disguise some of the defenses, maybe have that quarterback throw some picks.
And, of course, this is a team, however, that is very good on defense. They have 8 starters back from last year. They've got a couple of all-conference players. Their defensive end, Bill Murray, is outstanding. They've got a linebacker, Nate Atkins. Isaiah Laster is an extremely good safety, and, in fact, their entire secondary is good.
Yeah, they're all good, and they're going to be – you got to think about it's their first game under their new defensive coordinator, Vince Brown, a guy that comes from the Patriots. They're going to want to come downhill, those two safeties. I think you have to take advantage of that. You have to run your own RPO scheme offensively to basically get those safeties in the box and try to use your speed like Pearson and some of the guys we have to get behind people. So use their aggressiveness against them. But Lafayette has to run the football. They're going to have to run the football. I think I talked about it inside the huddle, midline, vertical things that go downhill. You're running against a single nose guard, so you can double team him. Make the linebacker make a play on Big Selwyn Simpson down the middle. You got a 230-pound running back against a 235-pound linebacker. I got to think Selwyn's got some athletic ability to make somebody miss. You make that first guy miss, you're in the secondary. So vertical runs by Lafayette, getting good first down plays is so important.
If there's an area where Lafayette needs to improve, it certainly is their offense. They were dead last year in the FCS with just 13 points a ball game. Put the defense on the field much too long in a ball game, as the Leopards offense was only on the field for an average of 28 minutes a game. So obviously we always look to the quarterback. Maybe we blame them too much when they lose and we give them too much credit when they win. But this is a big ball game for the entire offense, the offensive line, the quarterback, the running backs. Everybody has to play well and keep the defense a little bit fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. The offense is under the gun. They really are. They did not put up a lot of points last year. They didn't put up hardly any points in the Lehigh game, which was extremely disappointing. This is an offense under the quarterback, O'Malley. Got to make it go. This is it. I mean, there are no, hey, this is young, I'm a freshman. You know, you got to eliminate the turnovers. You got to get the ball in the end zone. And we have weapons on the outside. We have weapons on the inside. We have an established offensive line that's coming back. So if Maratti's healthy and obviously Teron Hampton's healthy and we have guys like Grunhofer, I mean, we have an offensive line that can move the football. So get the ball in the end zone. If not, let it end with a field goal, put some points on the board. It's so important for Lafayette's psyche. And number two, it's so important for Sean O'Malley. He's got to move this offense because you kind of got to wonder where John Garrett is if this offense doesn't put up points.
And who isn't ready to watch Malik Ham have another great season at Lafayette? He's on everybody's watch list. And, of course, Yazir Thomas, one of the co-captains, looks like he is ready to have a solid year, as well as that entire defense. It is a new world in communications. We will not be bringing the ball game to you, and in fact, we will not be bringing any away games except the Lehigh game this year, so you're going to have to search a little bit to find where to watch the Lafayette Leopards. This week, it's on flowfootball.com. That's Flow, F-L-O, football.com, but it is going to cost you to watch the ball game. I've heard anywhere from $8.95 up to $12.99 to watch the game. But it may well be worth it. The Leopards open up against William & Mary, 6 o'clock in Williamsburg. Thanks for spending time with us, as this is Behind the Mic.